Today, I want to talk about how to niche, how to pick a niche, how to do a niche the right way. People think picking a niche is the thing that is going to separate them from all their competition. But the problem is the competition is crazy intense in pretty much every niche, in every industry. And so we pick a big old industry, right? A big one. And we find something smaller and smaller and smaller, and then we got this little tiny niche, and that's a little tiny spot right there. That's the spot. That's the spot where we're gonna start. Well, that was great 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You could step into a niche and no one would be focused on that small niche because it was really hard to make a significant amount of money in a very small spot of the market. Well, the internet's changed that. Before the internet came along, it was not profitable to go for a niche. It was not something that you really wanted to focus on. Let's say the closest you could niche before the internet, we're talking 25 years ago, where the internet was just starting to develop its commercial viability. And before that, it was not that smart to go into a niche because it was very difficult to advertise so that you could aggregate enough people who had that particular interest for you to make a very profitable business off of. But then as the internet exploded from like 1995 onwards, after that point, it became immensely viable to pick a niche. So a common one that I hear in digital marketing agencies, and I don't recommend this, but it's dentists. So I hear this one a lot. Oh, I'm gonna go with dentists because they need a lot of customers. They have a high value per customer, and they do a lot of marketing. So I'm gonna go into that, and that's gonna be my niche. Well, as a digital marketing agency or social media marketing agency, going after dentists is not sufficient anymore. You actually have to get down into a small part of that. I only work on Invisalign, the thing for braces, right? I only work on that. That would be a niche within the industry of dentists, because 25, 30 years ago, just working with dentists was just sufficient enough to make a good living from it, especially as a marketing agency. With the competition that has arisen from the internet. So yes, you can work on just Invisalign and make a successful practice out of that. The problem is there's a million of you. There's a million of the digital marketing agencies that all say, I can get you Invisalign, I can get you cosmetic dentistry, I can get you crowns and all that other stuff, right? And whitening and everything. I can get you all that stuff. So now you have no point of differentiation. You are not any different from all the other people who are in that niche. And I'm not just making this up. I get people all the time who are picking a niche just out of thin air, or they have some form of interest in that niche, and they believe that this is the only thing that they need to differentiate their digital marketing agency. And then I look at their website and it looks exactly like every single one of the other competitors serving that market. You could just change the logo of their, take a competitor's logo, plop it, boom, right onto their website. No one would know the difference. No differentiation. So a niche today is not sufficient. So why are we picking a niche? Well, the idea of picking a niche is so that you can differentiate yourself, so that you can find your wedge. So a wedge, you drive a wedge into something and it splits it apart. As you drive that wedge in, it gets farther and farther apart. You have to find your wedge into a market. Well, 25, 30 years ago, just simply picking a niche was sufficient. But with all the competition that's been made viable by the internet, you can't rely solely on a niche as your point of differentiation. So what is your wedge? I always recommend domain knowledge, being an expert at the industry that you're going into. That really, really helps as your initial wedge because you know what the problems are in that market and you have some insight due to your experience and the knowledge that you've gained. You have some insight into how to solve those problems. Well, then you also have digital marketing experience. You take your digital marketing experience and knowledge and you attach it to your domain knowledge of that industry, and now you have expertise. Expertise is, with all the competition out there, expertise is damn near all the differentiation that you actually need because there's so many people coming into the market who have no expertise. But expertise is not sufficient of a wedge. So we've got niche, expertise. Now what's the next step? What's the next thing that's going to provide us a wedge? The remaining piece that you have to have is your unique selling proposition. So your wedge into a market is 1, picking your niche, 2, having expertise, your domain knowledge, and 3, your unique selling proposition. Before I get to that unique selling proposition, I need to address people who are brand spanking new. Because I know you're going to message me. I know you're going to comment, and I love them. I love the messages. I love the comments. Please comment below. I will answer them. But I want to address this. If you don't have domain knowledge, if you don't have expertise, you're going to struggle. Yes, there are a lot of gurus out there that will tell you you don't need to know anything about the market. You don't need to know anything about digital marketing. All you have to do is sell it, and then you can go get a white labeled service, and those people who are actually experts and all that stuff, those people are the ones who are going to take care of everything for you. They say that stuff only because they're taking your money. Sorry, you have to know what the hell you're doing. Come on, son. You have to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, learn it. It's not rocket science. Learning digital marketing is complex because there's a lot of moving parts, but pick one area, pick a thing. Facebook ads, focusing on Instagram, focusing on Google AdWords, focusing on search engine optimization, focusing on just doing video storytelling so that people can use that in a bunch of different areas. Pick one thing to become an expert on, this skill that solves a problem. Then the other side of it is learn the market. Learn that industry so that you know what the problems are. Because if you go looking for a solution and then go looking for a problem to apply that solution to, you're going to struggle. Best place, domain knowledge, right? Best place is go with the problem and then find the appropriate solution for it. That will make your life easier. Trying to just go out and sell something that you don't understand, that you are not an expert in, is a recipe for disaster. Sure, there are a small handful, like a little kid handful of people who have succeeded without having industry expertise, without having digital marketing expertise. Those are the ones that the gurus will always put in front of you to tell you, yes, you can do it too. I don't recommend it. You're going to struggle. I've been there. I was that guy. I started off with 0 and had to build it all. I know what struggle feels like. And I am trying to tell you, don't struggle. Don't go that direction. Learn the skills. Learn what you need to know to solve a problem that you've identified. All right, back at it. Your unique selling proposition. This is old school marketing. I don't hear USP very often anymore. Unique selling proposition. It's hard. It was hard for me years ago. 20 years ago when I was getting started, I read about a unique selling proposition and I was like, okay, what's mine? I don't know. It was hard. It was really hard to find out what was unique about the thing that I was offering into a market. Well, when I was getting started, I was just learning. I was still just trying to figure it all out. It's really hard to be unique in a place where you're still learning the building blocks, still learning the basics. But if you do have your domain knowledge and you do have expert skills in the thing that solves a problem for that market, now you have to make sure that what you're bringing to the table is unique to you. You have to offer something that someone's going to buy from you that they can't get anywhere else. But here's the quick down and dirty of a USP. A unique selling proposition is not easy to develop, but I will give you a few hints as to get you started in the right direction. So let's go back to that whole dentist, digital marketing agency for dentists as an example. Those guys, you go to their websites, you check out the competition, and you'll see they all say the same thing. They'll all say that we have a way to get you new leads. We have a way to get you more patients. We have this thing that gets you patients. That's the premise. That's their unique selling proposition. And then what is it that they do? Oh, we do Facebook ads, or we do SEO, we do all of it. We do the whole package, SEO, pay-per-click, the whole works. We do it all, right? That's it. That's the proposition. We'll do this for you with this particular service. You just pay us money. And that you can just change the logo from one to the next. Doesn't matter. Same proposition. So how do you stand out if that's your space? Well, you could say, we build a story around who you are and your customer. Like that, the marriage of what your pain points of your customers are and the thing that you do best. We create the story. We call it a brand. We create this brand for you. And that brand is the thing that attracts more patients to you. Okay? So that more unique. That makes you more unique than everyone else. You don't even have to tell them how you're going to do it. You don't have to talk about what we do with Facebook ads, right? You don't have to do that. But let's say you're going to build a brand by telling the story of the dentist. We're going to reach out into the market by telling a story, and we do this through video. We do this through communicating. We create essentially a documentary that really tugs at the heartstrings of your customer, and they're going to come flooding in when we do this. That could be your unique selling proposition. You can take a skill set like video and tell their story with it, and that's the thing that's going to get them their new patients. Or we can go with, we're going to build a brand, and that's going to clarify your message, and a clear message is going to attract the patients. And we didn't even say how we're going to do it or what skill set we're going to use to do that. All we did was we're going to go there. Or like me, what I do with my clients is I talk strategy. I talk mindset. So I say, I'm going to build a strategy and I'm going to alter your mindset. And that is going to cause your business to completely change. And that's going to add more revenue, add more profit, give you more free time. That's going to give you the things that you desire. Things that were important to me learning how to run a company is I wanted control of my time. I wanted control of my income. I wanted to have freedom. A lot of my clients want many of the same things. So that's what I do. I focus on that side of it. I don't even get down to the skill sets that I'm going to use to provide that solution to them. So those are unique selling propositions that you can do. I've got a unique skill set, and that's going to get you what you want. Or I have a unique perspective, strategy, a unique idea, and that is the thing that will get you the solution to your problem. Now, the next thing you have to have in building a niche the right way is pole position. Okay, pole position is a racing term. It's the most favorable place at the start of a race. It's the most favorable place that you could be that gives you an advantage over everyone else. Positioning, and I can't go into depth. This is going to be a video all on its own, just on how to do positioning. But your position is the place that you reside in your prospect or client's mind. And if you have a pole position, that gives you the most favorable place in your prospect and client's mind. What does that even mean? Come on, Tim, tell me what it means. We need to know. So, positioning is a combination of your messaging. It's a combination of your unique selling proposition. It's a combination of your wedge, the thing that's getting you into the industry, and your brand. It's a building block of the bigger thing called your brand. When you tie these elements together, you are staking a claim. You're like, boom, this is where I stand in this market. I have a unique perspective on this market, on the problems that I solve. I've got something that is different from everyone else. I have picked a spot and I'm drawing a line in the sand, and the people that desire to have my solution are going to step over that line. Everyone else, you just stay over on that other side of the line. I don't want you here. I am rejecting parts of the market. I am attracting and I'm going to hug, I'm going to bring them in, bring it in tight, right? The people who are the best for what I can serve. Okay, that's the idea behind the niche. Going back to the beginning, that's the idea of the niche, is to be able to draw a line in the sand and only get the people that you want to work with, that you have the best solution for. Unfortunately, that gets lost in just picking a niche. It's not sufficient enough anymore. So the final thing, after drawing that line in the sand of where you stand, is your brand. The brand is what we're building towards. You are doing your wedge, you're doing your USP, you're doing your pole position, all to create a brand. And this ain't your logo. Ain't your logo, son. A brand is your complete message, the thing that you put out, but the flip side is what your market believes about you, which is not exactly in your control. But you can put out a particular message. You can portray yourself a certain way. You can dress a certain way. You can put on a button-down shirt or a t-shirt. You'll see me in both in these videos. You can have long hair. I pull it back every once in a while because mostly I like to comb my hair. But you have all these moving parts that when they start culminating and you point all that in one direction, that is going to give you a solid, clear message that your market is going to respond to. Some of your market is going to reject you. Great. That is what you want. You want a certain segment of the market to reject you. I don't want to work with you. That's good. The flip side of that is when there's a part of the market that's rejecting you, there's another part of the market that is avid. They are rabid. They want you. They see you. They see your message and they say, that is what I need. When you put these things together, when you start putting together your wedge, your unique selling proposition, your pole position, you will have a solid brand and you will stand out from all your competitors. No one will be able to take their logo, stick it on your site, and be taken seriously. You will be unique and different in the market. And that's how you do a niche the right way. Hit me up in the comments. I'm glad to answer any questions you have, give you more clarity, and you can start executing on what you've just learned. That is the key to success with your digital marketing agency. I don't care who tells you anything. You have to execute on the things that you learn. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, notifications, share, do all the socials. That will get this information out further and further into the market and help more and more people. I'll see you in the next video.